Let's go.
Atomic batteries to power. Turbines to speed.
Roger. Ready to move out.
All right. Welcome back to another episode of Basement Boy Banter.
That one was a little more cowboy than usual.
Yeah, how y'all doing? Basement Boy Banter episode 69.
It's a sex thing.
Yes, Brian, it's a sex thing. Episode 69, Basement Boy Banter. We recap the week in nerd. That's what we do when we do this thing that we do here. I'm Thor. That's Brian. That was seductive. Mm-hmm. That's a sex thing right there.
Yeah.
For episode 69. I'm gonna do that every time. I've been waiting weeks for this.
Basement Boy Banter at night.
Basement Boy Banter after dark. How you doing? All right. So there's actually been a lot that's been happening over the past couple weeks. I think my mic's coming in hot. But we got a couple trailers dropped just a couple days ago. We got Wonder Woman trailer number 2. And we got the Lego Batman trailer, which feels like the third or fourth trailer.
I think it said fourth.
Okay. I thought it said second, but whatever. Either way, we got those two trailers. Trailer goodness, as we like to talk about around here. Right, yeah, sure, why not? What'd you think? What'd you like?
The Batman one kind of goes without saying because it's pretty awesome. If you haven't seen either or however many Lego Batman trailers there are, they're pretty darn good.
Treat yourself. Watch them. Treat yourself.
They are really
good. They're spectacular. They're very well done. Will Arnett as Batman. This one I think actually speaks more to, because a lot of them have been really jokey. This one kind of tells more like story.
Yeah.
With like the orphan. I think that's Michael Cera voicing the Robin.
Maybe. I honestly couldn't tell.
The Robin one was funny because the Reggae Man costume that he rips up and he tears. I can only look at you in the eyes right now. There's some great lines in that. That's good. I'm pumped for that. That's February. The Wonder Woman trailer though, man, out of the Comic-Con trailers, that was one of my favorites. This one, again, blew me away. Like, honestly, I thought they did some really good things.
Blew me away.
Really good things in this one.
It was good, but I wasn't like, whoa.
It was better than I was expecting it to be.
Really? You expected it not to be good?
No, I guess I don't know what to expect from this movie. I'm really not, I don't...
Female Captain America is kind of what I'm in thinking.
But I don't think it's really going to be that. They can't make it that parallel. One would hope
it looks pretty parallel.
One would hope that it's not just like,
girl power though.
Girl power. Gal Gadot kills it as Wonder Woman. She does that when although I did get a sense when she walks out on the battlefield and they're all like, no. And that almost reminded me a little bit like Iron Man when he first lands down on the battlefield and they're shooting at him and stuff like that. Just I don't know why.
I don't know. This movie could be they could make some really easy mistakes with this by making it a little too girl powery.
Although
that makes sense.
That shot of the Themyscirans on the beach on horses versus the army, that was probably my shot of the trailer by far. Or the chick coming down on the zip line with the bow and arrow, assuming she gets shot. They kind of set that up for you,
right.
But yeah, no, I like both trailers a lot. The Wonder Woman one, I wasn't expecting bad. I was pleasantly surprised at what I got. Not that I had like a, I don't sit around thinking, like, I don't think this next Wonder Woman trailer is going to be that good.
That's the way you made it sound.
No, that's not.
He's got a list of No, I don't think this one's going to be very good. Power Rangers, nope. Star Wars, obviously, yes.
Star Wars, yep. Wait till we get to Star Wars. Excuse me. Wait till we get to Star Wars a little bit later. Rebels recap. We got 2 episodes to recap. Just wait. We'll see. Might not all be positive. Might not.
Maybe.
So then we got some sad news. Deadpool lost a director and lost its composer. So I think it's Tim Miller, the director, steps aside over creative differences with Ryan Reynolds, and I guess the main one was the cable casting. He wanted to cast somebody. I'm glad they didn't because I don't even know the actor, but I looked him up and I can't remember his name. But I was like, no, I'm not cool with that. But then we lose Junkie XL, the composer, because the director left. I'm not going to say I'm nervous yet, but this does bring me pause. Like normally when you have a movie as successful as Deadpool, the first one, like everyone's all like high fives and, pats on the back, and it's not a lot of this animosity type stuff.
Well, it's not even really animosity as much as
creative differences or
Ryan
whatever.
Reynolds said, let's do realistically the same thing again, and the director's like, let's get weird.
I don't think he wanted to get weird. He wanted to make it more like a comic book movie and make it like add kind of more layers to the character, and explore maybe other sides of the character as opposed to just the jokey.
Yeah.
Which, eventually they'd have to do at some point because it will get stale. Like you do the same thing over and over again. It's the law of diminishing
you can still
returns.
do funny, jokey with character
You could.
development.
That's why,
I mean, the first one had that
honestly,
to a certain extent.
It depends on who they get for the director. I mean, honestly, I know there's a petition for Quentin Tarantino. No, it won't happen. It shouldn't happen. No one wants it to happen. Like, you're a bunch of idiots.
See, there's a little part of... you can't tell me there's not a tiny part of you the first time you hear that, before you think about it, that's like, ooh. But then you think about it and you're like, yeah, you're right. Probably.
Well, he's never made a movie that's not his movie.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Like, and if you think creative differences
right.
ended that relationship, try someone who's
exactly.
going to need to be in that much control.
I love names I've heard like Timothy. Not Timothy. I was going to say Timothy Zahn, the Star Wars writer. Matthew Vaughn. I've heard his name thrown out there. One of the dudes who did like John Wick. I've heard their names thrown out. I've heard some names thrown out there. I'm fine with them until they say who cares. The Junkie XL thing, I mean, the music for Deadpool is great. Let's not be mistaken. He can be replaced. He's not as detrimental of a loss as the director is, but neither loss is a good loss for the film overall. That's pretty much my take on it. So then we got my favorite piece of news of the week. Dragon Ball Super. We haven't really done a lot of anime stuff on the show. Every week we used to have,
people were complaining too much Dragon Ball, and then we just stopped.
And then I just cut the faucet off. Nope, no, you're not getting this.
We wanted you to be thirsty.
Dragon Ball knowledge goodness up in my cerebellum. Dragon Ball Super. It's been going for like a year and a half now.
What did you say? 60-something episodes.
60-some episodes. Yep. So, they just started streaming live, not streaming live, but simulcasting it on Crunchyroll, I want to say, on Funimation streaming service, on, there's another one of those streaming services that are all anime based. They're all streaming it now. You can check it out. It's subtitled, but it's on there. The week it airs, now they air it here too. So you can watch it. Everyone knows my stance on subtitle anime. I love anime. If I could watch and read at the same time, I would totally be for it. I'm not that talented. If you are, like, kudos to you. I have not, garnered that ability. I can read, or I can watch.
I can read.
Or I can watch the visuals.
Glad to hear it.
Yeah, like I can read at like a 5th grade level, or I can watch the crazy visuals. I can't absorb all the crazy visual goodness going on while I try to read and get story and build it all in my head. I can't do that. I think
realistically, to a certain extent, no matter how good you are at it, to a certain extent, I think that's true with everybody. Yeah. It's just how bad do you want to see.
Well, there's some anime
visual.
purists out there. If you don't watch subtitled anime, you don't really watch anime. And I'm like,
see, but I would argue,
one, I'm seeing more of it than you are.
I would argue, if you don't watch it in its native language, because again, like you said, the subtitle, realistically, you've got the words distracting you from the images.
Right? No,
realistically.
I'm with you.
So I would argue, yes, you lose something in translation when you
dub it,
but you lose some of the visual and the
Well, you lose something in
there.
translation too, just in the subtitle.
Yeah, but I think less is lost.
Less,
don't quote me, but I think less.
Less,
usually.
but still, there's some
right.
Lost in translation. Like
so you got to learn Japanese if you want it pure, you loser.
Or just enjoy anime. Just enjoy anime. I was actually I can't remember. I saw some basketball player there like interviewing him about stuff, and all he wanted to talk about was anime. And I was like, that guy is an awesome guy, but I forgot his name and who he played for.
So cool.
Yeah, well, I got a lot going on up here, But I mean, this is kind of a no-brainer with the Funimation getting the rights for doing the dubs of Dragon Ball Super. I mean, they've done all Dragon Ball properties up until now, the ones on the shelf right over my shoulder.
I don't think you specifically said the news part. You just said that they could stream subtitles.
Oh, I didn't say the news part? Well, the news part is they're actually going to make dubs. They got the rights for the next 3 or 5 years or something like that.
Holy cow.
It's X amount of years. And they have the rights to, make merchandise, sell stuff in the United States and Canada. So now we're going to get the dub versions with probably all the voice actors who have done the movies.
So you think they're going to go movies, voice actors probably?
Oh, yeah. They'll use.
Do you think they're going to? Because I've noticed while I was watching subtitle, they're using damn, and do you think they're gonna cut that stuff out, or do you think they're gonna keep it a little more pure?
I think they'll keep it a little pure because they have to nowadays. It's not like it was back in the late '90s where they had those super edited down versions from Pioneer that Funimation even redid later down the road. I mean, you look in the original Dragon Ball when when Goku's slapping Bulma's underwear, pretty much slapping her vagina. They took that out for a long time. They didn't put that in until, way later. So I think nowadays they can't do that because everyone already knows what's supposed to be there. So no, I don't think you will so they're gonna dub it. You'll see it on Toonami, or you'll probably see it on Toonami first. Then we'll start getting DVDs. Oh God, I hope by the end of the next year I'm buying DVDs because I'll probably record it on DVR when they aired the first original time dubbed. I'll probably have to just because I'll have to.
That means Rebels we can review episodes.
we can do recaps. Yeah, we can do episode recaps.
Even though we'll be 60 episodes behind still.
We'll be 80 by that point, if not more. Because they're going to start. Okay, I actually feel they've been dubbing it. I think they're closer. I think this news is just coming out because they're ready now. I don't think they're starting the process of dubbing it. I think they have.
That would make more sense.
I think they have X amount of number of episodes already dubbed in the can. And they're I would guess.
They're making us wait. They know
Christmas time.
Hungrier we get.
Christmas time, maybe early next year. Toonami. No. Jesus.
We're losing them.
Toonami announces the date that it's going to start. I would almost guarantee that. If anyone's a big Toonami watcher, when do they do their big push of new content? I would almost say look for it around that time. Because they always have, you know what I mean? The new seasons of Rick and Morty, or their seasons kind of start. It's cyclical, So whenever that next one is, I would guess Dragon Ball Super starts then. Because honestly, they could, even if, let's just say for the sake of argument, they're starting from here with dubbing, right?
Yep.
They haven't dubbed a single fucking episode yet, which I don't believe is true. How many episodes could they realistically dub and get cut in a week?
I don't know. I don't know how long it takes.
A handful? You would think a handful.
I don't know. It might be a longer process than we think.
With teams of people working day in and day out, I'm saying the animation's already done. All you're doing is dubbing the voice.
Right, but sometimes that can be harder.
It can be, but
because you have to change words to make it match to kind of look right.
They gotta have, but see, that's why I don't think they're starting from nothing right now. They have to have some sort of script. Right. They have to have some sort of. We'll see. I guess we'll see. I mean, either way, it's all speculation at this point. I'm just kind of, the rabbit or the hamster's running on the wheel pretty fast right about now. We watched a little movie called Batman: Return to the Cape Crusader that I picked up on Blu-ray.
You mean I watched.
I watched. I was present. Was I not?
half?
Was I not in the room when it played?
Sleeping does not count.
I wasn't sleeping the whole time. Okay, so hold on. Let's tell the story real quick. So
Can you
after
even tell me
after
how
Doctor
did it
Strange, shut up. After Doctor Strange, we came back. We taped a review. I edited the review and got it up online. So check out that Doctor Strange review if you haven't got a chance to watch it. Tell us what you think of the movie because it's on the channel. So then after we got done doing all that and I got done posting the video, we sat down to watch this movie, Batman: Return of the Caped Crusader. It's the '66 animated crew: Adam West, Burt Ward. All right, I'm gonna say it's about an hour long, an hour and 10 minutes. I made it 30 minutes.
Wow, being a little generous, aren't we?
30.
Were you even
30
awake
minutes.
when Batman turned evil?
Batman didn't turn evil.
Yeah, he did.
Did he really?
Yes, he did. Were you there when he cloned himself? Okay, so he was not even awake. I guarantee not even awake for 30 minutes. He couldn't even tell you
Did
the
all
middle
that really
plot.
happen?
Yes, it did.
Oh
Were you there
my
when all the
God.
Batmans turned to dust along with the Joker, Penguin, and the Riddler?
No.
Yeah, see?
No.
Yeah.
I wasn't awake for
Were you
any
still
of that.
awake when they were in space?
Damn it. No.
That was really early, actually. That was really early.
Oh my God.
Wow. I don't think he made it 15.
I made it 2030. So needless to say, this was, I mean, if that explanation doesn't get you excited, we got space.
I will admit.
Batman cloning.
Was a tiny bit dragging if you aren't a fan of, because part of the watching it is the nostalgia, and since I've only seen parts, I've never seen a whole episode or the movie or anything. There were moments where it felt a little dragging, but I could kind of tell the point of what was happening was to be that throwback.
The cheese meter was full. I mean, it was hitting. The needle couldn't have gone any fucking
It was hard
higher.
to tell what was tongue in cheek and what was
actual
from,
cheesy.
and
that's what was good about it, because you couldn't differentiate, like, are they trying to be cheesy or are they being cheesy? Like, it was like they walked that line, but they did it flawlessly. It was just Burt Ward's voice, though. Robin sounded old as shit. As soon as we started up, I was like, damn, that Robin sounds like he's a pack-a-day smoker. Oh my God.
Yeah, he's supposed to be like 16. He does not sound 16.
No, he sounds old. He sounds way old. Adam West still sounds like Adam West.
Yeah.
Like, legitimately, that dude sounds exactly the same, but Burt Ward does not sound anything like what he did back in the 60s. Like, that voice has completely changed. I love that they had, like, Julie Newmar. They used as many voice talents as they could get, and I think they were alive. I mean, I'm sure they missed some, and some were dead. But they did a great job with that. I didn't see all of it. I apparently need to rewatch it, because if we're talking about cloning, a lot of it seemed very similar to when you said the dudes vaporized into dust. That's the exact same thing that happens in the live action Batman movie from like 67 or 68 or something like that.
Really?
Yeah, like they make all these they like dehydrate everybody or something like that, and they turn them into dust. I can't remember.
That's not what happened.
Okay, see, I think I figured it was different, but it's like it seems similar. Like, I just remember seeing like the pow and the bang, and like, what were there were some really weird ones, like Zort.
Yeah.
Like, there were just some off the wall.
I almost felt like I was gonna see like a curse word hidden in there or something. Like, see if we're paying attention and actually reading them or something.
They should have thrown one of those.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, so if you haven't picked it up, it's cheap. It was like $17 or something like that. Grab it, rent it.
It's a fun watch.
Yeah,
realistically, it's still it's still pretty darn kid friendly, I guess, is the safest way to, like, wording, I guess, for it. So it's something that
I would say I'd show that. I was just about to say, I'd show it to my nephew, but I took him to Deadpool.
Right,
so
right.
That's not a good gauge.
So it's not. It's something Batman, especially if you remember it or liked it. It's something Batman that you can show them without necessarily being some of the new Batman stuff, which tries to ride that PG-13 line real hard.
Some of the Batman versus Robin or Batman and Son stuff, I don't know if I'd show, let's say, a 3-year-old. But this...
Jesus, most people that's like, like a 10-year-old, but Oh, 3-year-old. Yeah. Well,
I don't
you
know.
could show a 3-year-old, who probably won't even remember it. Barely making sentences at that point.
Perfect. So, watch it with your family. It's a good view. Check it out. Check it out. We are way behind on time, but we are. I just checked the clock. We are behind on Ash versus the Evil Dead.
Oh
this is
my
the
God,
problem
yeah.
with having to coordinate our two schedules with my brothers and all be in the same spot for an extended period of time. We're probably 3 episodes behind.
It was so much more convenient when we had a day.
Well, yeah, when we had the day, we just went to his place, did this show, whatever. But we'll find a time. I mean, at least this time we're gonna have a good 2 hours of viewing because 4 episodes.
True. They blast by, so it'll be nice.
So it'll be nice to watch like 4 in a row, knock them out, bang, bang, bang. So no Ash recap, but Rebels recap. So we had 2 episodes. One was from 3 weeks ago, and the other one just happened tonight. God damn it. The first episode was the last battle of the Clone Wars. Why don't you talk about that episode for a second?
It was, I don't know. I can't think of like a quick descriptor for it. It wasn't bad or even like just okay. I liked it, but it was, I don't know.
I really liked that episode.
Quick.
It did.
It should have been a 2-parter.
It did. It felt quick, but some of the things they dealt with in that, and talking to both sides and the separatists and the clones, and how the Empire won.
That's almost
they were
why
never
I think,
set to win. I think that's I liked it more. It was a Rex episode, and he hasn't really gotten one. The thing I like about the standalone episodes in this season as opposed to last season,
they don't feel
they don't feel like completely
centric
or
something.
Yeah, they don't feel like completely separate episodes. They kind of have to do with the greater story that's been being told. It really furthers everything they've been building the last 2 years, and especially with this the Rex part with that, and to see like kind of him having flashbacks and like what he went through, how he's yelling at Ezra. And the similarities between him and the robot general and stuff like that. It was very interesting. The whole like dichotomy of that episode I thought was
like
very
I said,
intriguing.
I would have honestly liked it if it was a 2-parter. I felt like
there was definitely more.
They rushed certain points of it, and it could have been honestly a really darn good, especially to be the last battle of the Clone Wars. I know it's like we really don't need a 2-parter, but you're kind of like encapsulating the entire end of the last.
That's kind of my thought
series.
process too. Though I think in a 2-parter, neither part would have felt special enough as the one felt. Like it would have been too drawn out to the point where I wouldn't have been as invested as I was in that finite amount of time over 2 episodes. See, especially with that break, because they had a 1-week break before the next episode. So let's say that we watched them back to back tonight, but let's say you were watching them live and we watched that episode, then you had to wait 2 weeks for the conclusion. I don't think either part would have been as satisfying as, putting it as that one. Plus, then that leads us to our second episode, which was the Sabine episode with the Mandalorians. I really liked that episode too.
I thought it was not bad.
I didn't think
it
wasn't as good as I think probably up until this point, it might be one of my least favorite of the season.
Right.
But it was definitely still on par with furthering an individual storyline as well as the group storyline, without taking away, because remember last season,
think it's as bad as like last season. Right. Like if we had like a Sabine episode or whatever, it was still very solid. Yeah, it was still really good as far as like this season goes.
Yeah,
I think the Rex episode honestly ruined the Sabine episode for me, because the Rex episode I wanted more. The Sabine one I was like, what a bunch of idiots.
Right, and that one, but that was I like both of them. I definitely like the Rex one more. I definitely like the last battle of the Clone Wars more. But the Rebels is a darn
good one.
Having its most solid season, which the sign of a good show is season 1 was good. Season 2 was pretty good.
Yeah.
Season 3 is great so far.
Right.
And we're 8 episodes in, and I'm still like very, very high, 7 or 8 episodes in.
Right. It's not like you always say. We haven't had a Space Whales episode where we're obligated to watch them, but we don't. We'd rather just skip that.
And think about this: out of the 8 episodes, Thrawn's been in 2, maybe 3 at most. The main villain for this season,
and he
Grand
was
Admiral
only
Thrawn,
featured in 1.
He's only been in 2 episodes the whole season.
Right. He just sort of shows up a couple times. They're really building that other girl as the show up in all the episodes.
Well, she's kind of the new Callus. You know what I mean? But yeah, so this I like how they're doing it with the bad guys and stuff like that. There's a lot to like about Star Wars Rebels. There's a lot to like about Wonder Woman, Batman Lego, Dragon Ball Super coming to the US, English dub. Not so much the Deadpool stuff, but everything else on the docket this week was great news. It's a good time to be a nerd. Check us out on Facebook, subscribe to the channel, like the page. You know, those things you do on social media. I'm old, I can't remember all this shit, but do what it do. Until next time, deuces. If you like what you just saw, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Like our videos, follow us on Twitter and Instagram, and like our Facebook page.